The Weakest Human and the Divine Insect King. Episode 1. Chapter 1. The Boy with Zero Power. Narrator. In the continent of Valoria, strength was everything. Power determined your status. Power determined your future. And power determined whether you would be remembered or forgotten. Across the continent stood hundreds of clans. Some controlled fire. Some commanded storms. Others possessed the ability to tame magical beasts. The strongest among them was the Wolf Fang Clan. For nearly 1,000 years, the clan had produced legendary warriors. Every child born into the clan inherited a special gift. At the age of 16, they awakened a spirit beast that would become their lifelong companion. The stronger the beast, the greater the warrior. At least that was how the world worked, for everyone except Arin. Arin had always been different. Ever since childhood, people noticed something strange about him. No matter how hard he trained, no matter how much effort he gave, his body simply refused to grow stronger. While other children could lift giant stones, Arin struggled to lift ordinary training weights. While others learned combat techniques, Arin was constantly defeated. At first, the elders believed he was simply a late bloomer. But years passed. Nothing changed. Soon whispers spread throughout the clan. Then whispers became jokes. And jokes became humiliation. By the time Arin turned 16, everyone had already decided his fate. Failure. That morning, the training grounds echoed with laughter. A group of young warriors surrounded Arin. One of them stepped forward. His name was Kale, the most talented warrior of his generation. Kale crossed his arms and smirked. "Still training, Arin?" The others laughed. "What's the point? Maybe if he trains for another 100 years, he can defeat a rabbit." More laughter followed. Arin lowered his eyes. He wanted to fight back. He wanted to prove them wrong. But deep inside, he feared they were right. Kyle grabbed a wooden sword and tossed it toward him. "Come on, show us what you've got." The crowd immediately formed a circle. Arin knew exactly what was happening. This wasn't a challenge. It was entertainment. He was the entertainment. Slowly, he picked up the sword. His hands trembled. Kyle rushed forward. One strike? That was all it took. Arin flew backward and crashed into the dirt. The crowd exploded with laughter. Pathetic. Weak. Worthless. Every insult felt like a knife, but none hurt as much as the person standing nearby, his father. Marcus, one of the strongest warriors in the clan. Marcus watched silently. No anger, no sympathy, only disappointment. And somehow, that hurt the most. Later that evening, Arin sat alone on a cliff overlooking the village. The sun slowly disappeared behind distant mountains. Golden light covered the valley. For a brief moment, everything looked peaceful. But peace did not exist inside Arin's heart. Tomorrow was Awakening Day. The most important day of his life. The day every young warrior discovered their true power. The day that determined their future. Arin closed his eyes. Maybe everything would change tomorrow. Maybe he would finally awaken a powerful spirit beast. Maybe everyone would stop laughing. Maybe his father would finally be proud of him. Footsteps approached from behind. Arin immediately recognized them. Marcus. His father stopped beside him. For several seconds, neither spoke. Finally, Marcus broke the silence. "Tomorrow is your final chance." Arin looked up hopefully, but Marcus continued. "If you fail, you will bring shame upon our family." The words struck harder than any punch. Arin stared at the ground. His father turned and began walking away. Then he stopped. Without looking back, he said quietly, "Do not disappoint me." And then he left. Alone once again. Arin looked toward the stars beginning to appear overhead. Tomorrow. Everything depended on tomorrow. The next morning, the entire clan gathered inside the awakening arena. Thousands filled the enormous stone structure. Excitement buzzed through the crowd. At the center stood a giant crystal, the awakening crystal. One by one, young warriors stepped forward. A boy touched the crystal. A massive silver wolf appeared behind him. Cheers erupted. Another girl touched the crystal. Blue flames surrounded her body. Even louder cheers followed. Powerful abilities emerged one after another. The atmosphere grew electric. Then, the elder called the final name. Arin. Instantly, the crowd fell silent. Arin slowly walked toward the crystal. Every step felt heavier than the last. His heart pounded. Sweat covered his palms. This was it. The moment that would decide his life. He reached the crystal, closed his eyes, and touched it. Nothing happened. 1 second passed. 2 seconds. 5 seconds. 10 seconds. Still nothing. The silence became unbearable. Then someone laughed. Soon, another joined. Then another. Within moments, the entire arena erupted into mockery. Arin slowly opened his eyes. The crystal remained dark. No light. No spirit beast. No power. Nothing. The elder's expression hardened. The awakening has failed. The words echoed through the arena. The clan leader stood from his throne. His voice thundered across the arena. Arin, you possess no power. You possess no spirit. You possess no future within this clan. The crowd fell silent. Then came the final judgment. From this day forward, you are expelled from the Wolf Fang Clan. Arin froze. His entire world shattered. Expelled. Disowned. Rejected. Not even his father spoke in his defense. Marcus simply looked away, as if Arin no longer existed. Hours later, carrying only a small bag, Arin walked through the clan gates. No one stopped him. No one said goodbye. The gates closed behind him, and for the first time in his life, Arin stood completely alone. But neither he nor anyone else knew. That destiny had already begun moving, deep beneath the earth. Something ancient had awakened, something that had waited 10,000 years for a new master. And very soon, it would find Arin.